we've got some units that the Legends community was wrong about. This is part 3, and in short, some units are good, some units are bad. But when the unit releases, there are mixed opinions. The unit might be good, but people think they're bad, until something changes. That all of a sudden forces a different perspective on the unit, even though not much changed. But in other cases, the unit is bad, and people think they're good. And in a short amount of time, it's shown that they weren't really all that. I'm gonna bring up some options. Let me know if there's anybody you'd like to see in a further video like this. But for now, let's get into this. First up here, we've got Legends Limited Super Baby 2. Releasing prior to the 6th anniversary, there are a lot of people that claim this unit was bad. And honestly, this one's a little debatable. But if you had the unit, and every person that did have the unit only said good things about him. Only naturally, if a unit releases prior to the 6th anniversary or any anniversary, it's very likely that a lot of people will avoid summoning because they want to save their chrono crystals for the celebration upcoming. So what we see is a lot of people not using this unit, and if people do have this unit, the stars on the unit will be a lot lower. Very reasonable from everybody, but that also makes everybody's opinions on the unit in a way clouded in comparison to any other unit that would release further away or inside of a celebration. As a result, a lot of people downplayed Super Baby 2, but there's a lot of things you could say about this unit here. For one, he released in a time where GT just basically didn't exist. They did try to buff GT, so he had the likes of Super 17 and of course the blue Goku, Bomku, but Bomku wasn't built the best, so he was already fading out even though he released earlier that year, and Super 17 is a range type, so it doesn't actually help Super Baby 2's case. But putting this guy on any Saiyan team or powerful opponent team, you will see he is a major foe. His tanking ability is outrageous when built correctly and can be a very big inconvenience when it comes to taking away your vanish and then one-shotting you, as he has the capability to lock you in with his ultimate given the opportunity. It's not even like his stats were underperforming. He literally had good stats, but definitely the timing for him made his case super unfortunate. As we get to the third part of the 6th anniversary, a lot more people start using Super Baby 2 because they need a strong yellow, given that fusing Gogeta Blue wasn't up to par, especially in comparison to the likes of fusing Super Vegito and Ultimate Gohan. So if you needed a yellow, he was your man, as he would lock in with that ultimate and take out the boy. Very underrated unit here, downplayed based on his situation and timing, but was still able to shine through, especially by the guys that had him. They know what's up. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, he does everything. Super Gauge 2, Gauge Araga. He's gonna adapt. Once that gauge fills, you're done. Next up, we've got Legends Limited Fusion Zamasu. You guys should know very apparently, this guy gained a bad reputation for not being able to tank quote unquote, when the majority of Dragon Ball Legends players were building him offensively when that's not the best way to run him. Dropping earlier this year in 2025, this unit here is definitely one of the most underrated units we've seen in the last year. I like to compare his kit to Kaioken Goku that we got in the 7th anniversary, but a very undertuned version. Unlike Kaioken Goku, Fusion Zamasu requires you to build him with intention. What I mean by that is you need to consider the things he actually does. He can do some damage offensively, but he's not throwing out haymakers or anything like that. And to make his gauge optimal, you're gonna need to be able to tank. If you build him defensively, you can make the most out of his gauge, but only naturally will blues be able to break through, because again, he's not like Kaioken Goku. A lot of people in ranked PvP use Kaioken Goku very offensively, but his defenses can just keep up and his gauge is very annoying, breaking your combos very consistently. So putting these two units side by side, for the time, Fusion Zamasu when built correctly was very devastating, especially if you're using yellows to get through him. Two common yellows that were used in the meta at that time, Ultra Beast Gohan and Ultra Margin Vegeta. I'll even throw in Gogeta Blue Zenkai then. But the downside for this unit is, short after they released Ultra Perfect Cell, the exact same color unit, the exact same tag, powerful opponent, basically just overwriting his existence. So for Fusion Zamasu, I would say for the time of his release, people were quite wrong about him. He is the type of unit that if they released consistently in Dragon Ball Legends, the game would be an amazing place. He's not too OP, he does his job successfully, he does have some weaknesses you can break through, so in a sense, absolutely balanced. But because we get more powerhouses, he gets swept under the rug. But for the guys that did use him on Future, especially with the red Zamasu Zenkai, stacking him with a couple Zenkai buffs, he'll become a brick wall. Again, building him with intention will help. But it's such a shame that he basically got kicked out of the meta based on another red taking his exact position. And then further along the line, LL Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So again, for his time, I think when he released, he was actually pretty good, but people just didn't use him right, making him underrated. But it didn't take long for that underrated to turn into completely useless. I think when it comes to copium, Legends Limited Bardock is the peak that we've had in Dragon Ball Legends. Bardock is a very loved character. There's literally nothing wrong with him. He's cool, Goku's dad, so we just respect him. He went down with a fight. We know Bardock's story. So seeing his unit in game go out like this, people couldn't accept it. On his release, people swore that he was very good and nobody knew how to use him correctly, but that didn't even last for more than 2 days. But what makes it worse with Legends Limited Bardock is he's had 3 opportunities to try and shine, and at every single stop, he's failed to do so. On his release, just trash, underwhelming stat wise, and his kit just isn't doing enough. The Zenkai he gets, you'd think it'd fix that, but it literally does nothing either. Gives him stats, but they still aren't enough because the game itself has also advanced, so he's unable to keep up. And then going 3 for 3, selling for the 3rd time, gets his platinum equipment, and that forces him to throw in the towel, forever solidifying him as a bench unit in Dragon Ball Legends. In hindsight now, it's very easy to see that he was not good in any capacity, especially because anytime somebody thinks of Legends Limited Bardock, it's for him to buff a yellow Saiyan, and that's it. But honestly, that's sad. I'm one to call a spade a spade. I can point out some good points, some bad points, but there's honestly nothing good when it comes to Legends Limited Bardock. I mean, the Bardock walk is pretty cool though, his legendary finish. But even then, he should have been Super Saiyan the whole time, not just in his LF. I don't have anything else to say about Legends Limited Bardock. The only thing I hope is any unit I care about does not go out like this anytime in the future. Please don't design a unit I like Bardock. This one here is very important that I mentioned. Garlic Jr. This is a sparking, and it's not often that we get a sparking of this quality in Dragon Ball Legends. In this case, I wouldn't say anybody especially thought he was gonna be bad, but because he's a sparking, nobody paid him any mind. So it's kind of like, because he's a sparking, everybody instinctively just looks the other way and doesn't give them the chance to see if they're actually valid. But I'm sure now, with the release of Legends Limited Metal Cooler and his ability to tank, the question is, why are they incapable of making a good defense unit? Well, Garlic Jr. is one of the best ones we've got, if not the best one we've had in the last 2-3 years. When I say his tanking potential is out of this world, he's going to be tanking, he's going to be healing. He's one of those units that can tank a rising rush, which might sound absurd to a lot of you guys, but he's actually that. Plus he has endurance, so he's really hard to get through. And that's all he does. He doesn't do anything else but tank and heal. He didn't need the extra gimmicks of comeback and da-di-da-di-da. He's just here, brick wall Hall of Fame, especially once he transforms. He's that, bruh.
Is that, bruh?
But it's because he's a sparking. Nobody cares about sparkings unless they're on a banner where you're already going to be summoning for the premium unit. In most cases, it's going to be the Legends Limited. Obviously, because Ultras don't get sparkings, with the exception of the 7th anniversary Krillin, who was on the Ultra Goku and Ultra Frieza banners. So going into the future, I'm not gonna say sparking should get more respect, because honestly, I hate that Garlic Jr. was good, because I was never going to chase him. If I'm not spending money on the game, summoning on a banner I have no interest in just for a sparking is not exactly a good plan. But if you did invest in this sparking, you was good, and you would know that even to this day. I've seen a lot of people use him against Final Form Frieza, and when I say the results are good, they are good. But going forward, it should be known that they need to make premium units, Legends Limiteds and Ultras, actually do the job they're supposed to do and be better than the sparkings or any rarity below them in Dragon Ball Legends. That's going to make the end of the video. Like I said at the start of the video, let me know if there's any other units you would like to see mentioned. It doesn't have to be just about their release, it could be their platinum equipment, their Zenkais, it could be sparkings too. Any unit that you feel deserves a mention for the community being wrong about, whether they were good and ended up bad or whether they were bad and ended up good, you guys let me know. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name's Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.